So a while back I was reading the Sims wiki and I found this game guide there called Making a Floating Head. Now at first I wasn't that interested since I've known for a while this is possible using the Debug Invisible Body outfit. In fact I did this in my last video with the floating head bunny, but then I noticed the important notes section at the end of the guide. And the first point says, never let the floating head Sims get children because they have no genetics. The Sims baby will miss genetics from either or both parents. This really confused me because I assumed the floating body would just be an outfit override and have nothing to do with genetics. After reading that, I knew I had to experiment with this to see what will happen if Sims with invisible bodies reproduce. There's also some custom content on Mod The Sims which adds an invisible skin tone to The Sims 2, and that really is genetic. I can only imagine the chaos that would happen with the story progression mod if that sim kept reproducing. Invisible Sims everywhere across the neighbourhood. Also, someone in the comment section of one of my recent videos suggested I show what happens genetically if you delete skin tones from The Sims 2, since doing so breaks their genetics unless you fix them in SimPE. So, since this video is generally about skin genetics, I decided to include that in this one, just to see what the Sims will look like when they're born. I have tried this before when testing a neighbourhood with normal custom Sims, and it replaced their skin tone with a default one, but I haven't tried it out genetically, so who knows what will happen. Probably not that, but we'll see. I've actually gotten kind of anxious every time I load Create a Sim now because of my experiments before. It's now that I know what Create a Sim is capable of, it's not just a room anymore. So I'm just gonna make some Sims quickly. I've downloaded 3 different custom skin tones for these experiments, in addition to the invisible skin tone. Okay, so these are the custom skin tones I'm going to be using. They're all parts of sets, but I've only put one skin tone in for the time being in my downloads folder so I don't get confused. I will include a link to all of the skin tone sets in the description of the video too. So I actually realised while setting this up that the invisible skin tone isn't showing. I'm not sure why, maybe I forgot to extract the file, so I will have to make that sim separately and then merge them into the household. Since I can never think of names, I just gave them all J sounding names like Gina Genetic Experiment, Jane, Jeff, and Jim. Okay, I think the reason it wasn't working was because it's actually saved as a Sims 2-pack file, which I wasn't expecting, so I didn't check first. So hopefully it should be working now. It's not actually just a skin tone either. I thought it was, but it's actually, there's a skin tone, but there's also a hair and a bunch of other items, so I guess you have to use all of them to make them completely invisible. I'm not entirely sure, so let's have a look here. I'm assuming it's that, invisibles? Oh. It makes their clothing look ghostly. Okay, I'm gonna have a look through my, other stuff, because I think there's an eye colour and a bunch of stuff that came with this. Yeah, so I'm guessing you just have to make all these individually invisible. I don't see an invisible hair. I'm sure it said something about hair in the Sims 2-pack file, but I'm not seeing it. I'm just gonna... No, because that's interesting. There's still an outline, so they're not completely invisible. Where is it? Where's the invisible hair? Just walking around as a floating hair. Okay, well I can't find the hair anywhere. I also can't see any clothing option. Some clothes weirdly are still visible, and then some are semi-transparent. I'm guessing that's just what it does, it just makes the clothing look semi-transparent, but in the screenshots the sim was completely invisible, so I assume they just used the... I don't know how they got rid of the hair. I assume they just used the invisibility, the invisible body, to get rid of the body, but then I don't want to do that though, because I want to like test them separately, like the debug body and this genetic thing. And if I give them the debug body, then I won't be able to like compare the two. That is weird. That removes most of their body, but there's still a floating leaf. Maybe I'll just keep them in the floating leaf outfit. So if you look at the thumbnail, it actually shows them as like a black outline and not an invisible sim, which is kind of disappointing, but... So I'm gonna add them to, oh, and they also show up as like a black shadow person here as well. That's where Ash Ketchup lives. I know his name's Ketchum, but I wanted to like do a joke. When I was a kid, I always thought Ash from Pokemon's surname was Ketchum. I mean, I always thought his name was Ketchup, so that's what I've done there. Okay, nothing immediately weird is going on here. Not that it should be, because these are nothing weird has happened yet. But yeah. I feel like I'm just waiting for this neighbourhood to fall apart constantly at random now, because I've done so many weird things and weird things keep happening. Okay. Is he gonna be invisible though? He is mostly invisible. This is kind of disappointing though, because like I wanted him to be completely invisible, but now you have like the semi-transparent leaf and that. I don't know if there's like one specific outfit that maybe would make him invisible, because it was in the screenshots. But I assume they just used the debug body, which I could have done, but that still doesn't explain the hair situation, because it's definitely visible. If you took a screenshot like they did, it would show up. Like even from a distance you can see that you can see that bright outline. So I haven't deleted any of the custom skin tones yet. I think I'll do that after I've tried experimenting with the invisible sims. So just gonna move everyone down here first though, so I can keep track. They've all gone. I don't. There's a mod that stops them doing this, but I don't know what the developers were really thinking when they did this. Like, why would a bunch of people who move into a house just immediately be like, what's this? I mean, like, they weren't, I don't know, maybe it's meant to imply that they were sort of just created, like they've just been born and they don't know what anything is. Like, they're new to this world. But that's sort of kind of weird, because they're all adult sims. You can actually make Jane pregnant with themselves as well, so that could be interesting. Maybe I'll try it with both. I'll try experimenting with a few different sims and do that. So I'll start off getting them pregnant with themselves just to see what that does. It will just clone them, I guess. Okay. I think that's the only time since I've tried speeding up a pregnancy that a sim has thrown up. Because I usually use the Tombstone of L&D to accelerate the pregnancy, but I'm actually wondering if the inseminator, it's like speed up process is slightly different in some way. I don't know, probably not. Well, this already potentially creates an issue because their maternity outfit is actually just normal. I swear it's just an everyday outfit. I really don't understand why the Sims Wiki said that it has some kind of effect on babies. I wonder if I can change the maternity outfit. I mean, you can using this, but I'm wondering if there's an invisible option. No. That's not useful. Why can't you buy maternity outfits? Maybe that has to be modded in somehow. To be honest, I don't think the invisible thing would be available anyway, because it's debug. There might be a mod or something that adds debug. I haven't even decorated this house. It's just like, I always do this, just move them in somewhere. Well, they have a bathroom. So I would be very shocked if anything weird happens. No. Well, they've changed back for the animation, but the baby seems perfectly normal. It's still kind of funny because the baby is just floating in the air. Man, their motives go down so quickly. Well, then again, she was pregnant and just gave birth, so... But John has no excuse, because he's just been standing here. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that it affects the thumbnail too, but this invisible skin tone just makes them look completely black, like a shadow person. You can't see anything, but okay. They're invisible. I don't know, maybe we can add Marissa to the... Okay. Oh, that was very delayed. We can use her for the experiments. Ooh, he's gonna have twins. So that's interesting. Spoilers. Still not invisible. Okay. Well, they're an adult now. Oh, cool. So he actually, his outfit just appears in like a ghostly way. Okay, so this baby should be invisible, I suppose. Oh my god! Can still see the eyebrows though. See, there's a lot of little details here. I do not know how they disappeared in the screenshot, because they're still in the game. And they've got two of them, right? They've got twins. Oh no, I clicked off the screen. Okay. Okay, well I'm running out of J-names, so we'll have to call them something else. Okay. Yeah, so it's added their hair back, and they're just floating hair. I wonder what this will look like. Ah, so they are invisible in the mirror. And we can just remove their eyebrows. No, it's still got that outline. Ghost makeup. That doesn't do much though. I don't think any of that. Oh, that one sort of shows up. So you can get kind of like a weird outline. Okay. Age them out. You've got that broken. This is I don't know what hair this is actually, but it's broken on this age group, I think, so it just comes up like that. Do they not have a bald look for kids? Let's make him a ghostly pirate. That's kind of funny. What are they freaking out about? Is it... Is it the outfit? Does the outfit, like... It's just constantly freaking out. It makes it seem like it's the invisibility, but I think it's the fig leaf outfit. only shows like parts of the hair. That's weird too. Like it shows the front but not other parts. It looks like there's an X on the head though because of the like invisibility. Well, it's more like translucency than invisibility really with the hair and clothes. They have like ghost hair and clothes. Okay, I've moved out all the kids and now I'm just going to have another quick try getting her pregnant with another sim and seeing if that has any impact. I don't remember sending everyone indoors. Where is she going? Okay. I think he's blocking the door. Yeah, you can see already in the little thumbnail that popped up before. It's just gonna have the dad's genetic skin tone. I mean, it is interesting though that it switches back to the invisible debug outfit straight up. Did they normally do that? I guess they do. I guess they switch from the maternity to the other outfit during normal ones too. Yeah, they obviously have Jeff's skin tone. So I don't think anything interesting is going to happen there. Although we'll be deleting this later, so now we already technically have 2 sims to experiment with that. I'll just try one last time and get her pregnant with just like some random neighbour. We'll pick someone who's do you get to pick the neighbour or does it pick the neighbour? This is risky. Oh good, okay, so we can pick anyone. We'll do it with well that's kind of weird. Alan Livingston's a teenager. I think I'll just go with him. Oh no, Amy's gonna be here for the birth now. Amy's just seen so much stuff at this point. Okay. I think it's fairly safe to say though at this point that this doesn't do anything genetically. Yuri's just come over to meet the baby, I guess. Okay, so, oh, they're a knowledge sim too, so they would really hate not going to uni. There we go. That's unfortunate. But, you know, I'm not keeping these sims anyway. They look normal, so... I don't think there's much point growing this sim up since they've obviously gotten their dad's skin tone anyway. Oh, they actually grew up bald. Wait, they grew up bald? They grew up bald, but the kids can't change their hair to bald? So what's going on there? Oh. Okay. Did they get some custom hair that's not available? What hair do they have selected right now? Well, these are the custom hair, so it's not... I don't see anything that's selected right now. So what is going on? Well, that's weird because the floating head sim's hair is fine. Let's just have a quick look. They're their parents. Weird family tree right now. Right, so I don't know if it's because he came in with a custom hair and the kid also inherited their hair and their hair just doesn't work on that age group. That could be it. I feel like it should just default to another one normally though, because that's actually a Max's hair. Let's just look at what normally happens when they use a mirror. I think it will show like, Yeah, it'll show the hair selected. So I assume this is just because they grew up into that hair. I think I get what's weird now. Normally, that hairstyle is not available in Create a Sim, right? It's only available in the mirror, and it's not genetic. But because I have like a special Create a Sim mod installed, I think basically it's sort of added the possibility that you can inherit the hair, but of course it's not available for female Sims. I don't know if it's available for female Sims in the Create a Sim version though. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. I think it just adds, that mod adds all of the mirror hairstyles, and I guess since this one isn't available, it just does that instead. What I'm going to do now, I think, after I've moved her out, is just delete these Skintones from my downloads folder, and then try having all of these Sims make them have kids, and then see what effect that has genetically, because it's supposed to break their genetics. So I don't know what will happen. I think probably the kids will just have default skin tones. Are they hot? I don't really know what they're doing, to be honest. There's a lot of weird reactions happening because the temperature isn't warm. Plus, it's autumn and the temperature isn't warm. So I don't know what they're doing. What just happened to them? Okay, they're all sweating, but the temperature is normal. Maybe it just hasn't updated yet, like maybe it takes a little while to process. They're hot, so yeah, maybe it's just delayed. And meanwhile, they don't seem to be they don't seem to be reacting even though they're warm. Let's move him inside. I don't know if this is normal or not, it just seems to be delayed. Okay, so I've removed all the skin tones. Especially considering what happened to their genetics, I assume that, like, if they have a kid, it will, you know, just have a default skin tone. Look at that bush. It's like flickering. Wow, that is a low definition mailbox in the background. Okay. I don't think they have eyebrows. I'm just writing, like, down the first name that comes to my head. Who's that over there? I forgot to make a bunch of these guys downtownies, I think, so now they're... I thought I did make them downtownies, though, but maybe I made them townies? Yeah, I need to sort that out. That sim's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be downtown. But okay. Just passing through. There's something weird going on with his eyebrows, I think. Does he not have any? Let me just pause for a minute and have a look at his eyebrows. No, they're blonde, and then the hair. I don't know if it's because, like, I put this hair on him and the hair is weird. She also has eyebrows. Am I just imagining it? Maybe the baby does have eyebrows. Well, we'll find out soon. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should just check first, because I can't zoom in that far. It looks like they don't have eyebrows, whereas the other babies normally do. We could have done with that with the invisible one. They needed to not have eyebrows. What is going on with that sim at the edge of the lot? I swear they keep coming by. I thought they left a minute ago, but they just... I don't know. Yeah, okay, the baby definitely doesn't have eyebrows. So, none of these babies have eyebrows. It would be interesting to see if that's some weird side effect of his hair. or if it's related to the skin tone thing. I can't see why it would be related to the skin tone though, you know what I mean? Because the eyebrows aren't related to that. Yeah, the same weird thing has happened. I'm just assuming it's because they've inherited whatever weird thing is going on with his hair, to be honest. Why did I pick that hair? I should have thought about this before, but we can test it out with some other Sims in a minute as well. What I'm assuming will happen is when they get to like teenage, I think they can have the hair as a teenager. Okay, that's just peculiar. Go to the mirror. It's only available... It's there now, but for some reason they haven't got it. What is going on there? I think it's because... I mean, I can't access that hair outside Creator Sim, I don't think, because it's there. But it must be a different type of hair from the ones in the mirror, I guess, because it's not... Hold up. Let's make him go to the mirror, because I think the hair shows up in a normal place for him. Yeah, it just has that selected. So why isn't it selected for him? Let's draw him up again and see if it just appears when he's an adult. Maybe it's just some age problem. No. What hair has he even inherited? It's just really odd. Because his hair's working, but none of theirs is. And they can also get the custom hair, but it doesn't seem to work genetically. Okay, so we haven't tried with Jim yet at all, so I'm gonna have Jim get pregnant. We don't want to mess around with Jeff anymore, because like obviously his hair is weird and that's just confusing the experiment really. Hold up. Did you just see that tombstone on the other side of the road? That can't be good. What is happening across the street? Those Sims better not have died. Oh my god, it's not even a... That's not even a tombstone. I was like, what is that tombstone doing? Because it just appeared. It's not a tombstone. It's just a... It's just a really low definition bin. Look at the... Right, so there's no obvious signs of any problems just having removed the skin tones. I do wonder what happens when if you put the skin tones back into the game. So I'm going to try that as well in a minute. Just to see if they put it back up or what happens there. I'm sure like behind the scenes, probably like there's some evidence of like the skin tone being broken, but visually it just seems that they've inherited a Max's skin tone, and so it looks completely normal. Okay, so I re-added the skin tones to the game just so I could see what that would do, and oh. So the skin tones have been added back in, but at least in the family thumbnail they've all still got the default Max's skin tone. Okay, so I'm not sure whether the skin tones will come back afterwards. I'm assuming this is like a one-time thing, so it just unlinks it or something in the game files, and then you'd have to... Oh no, they are back. Huh. What has happened? I didn't give her that hair, did I? Did I give her that hair? I don't remember giving her hair, but she has hair now. It's kind of broken the genetic line of those skin tones now, I guess, because they don't have it. So now I'm wondering if they have kids, and now I've put it back in. Is there some chance that their kids will have the other skin tone? I'm just going to age them up a few times to see what happens. That's very interesting, actually. Because, yeah, so... the whole time the game recognised that they had that skin tone, but when it was removed it just gave the superficial appearance that they had the Max's 2 skin tone. But as soon as you put it back in, it returns, but it doesn't return for them, so they actually just had the second. Wow. So that, yeah, so they just have the number 2 Max's skin tone genetically, I guess. So now I'm just wondering if like certain Sims are just jumpier than others. Their relationship is fine, so it's not like, okay, next time it pops up, I'm gonna hover over it to see what's happening. Because it's always the same Sim that's creating that reaction, and I can't think why. There's nothing weird about them at all. Oh, now they're not gonna do it, are they? Be surprised. Yeah. I mean, what are they doing that's surprising them? Okay, that's weird. Should be purple. Let's make it purple. Okay. But maybe we'll try a couple of times just to see if it's likely. But of course, since she had... the eyebrows are gone. They inherited the weird hair situation. We're gonna pick another neighbour. Try this one this time. Yeah. That's interesting. Piano has aged into the kind of the third skin tone, I think, and they haven't inherited the weird eyebrows. He has red hair and very dark skin, and this kid has sort of gotten a sort of mixture of what probably would have been in between the 2 skin tones when the skin tone was removed. So I think it has broken genetics. So basically, I think any kids she has now will have the default skin tone, even though her skin tone has reappeared. Obviously I've only tried this twice, but you know, it's like it's happened both times, and the custom skin tones are usually supposed to be dominant, so you should really see at least one kid really inherit it. I love how random Sims will just come by and then immediately come over instead of, I don't know, just going about their business. And then they just leave. They're like a point where they just like lose interest and leave as well. Okay, I don't really need to try with these Sims, I don't think, because I imagine the same thing is just going to keep happening. Basically, all of their genetic line is now broken in terms of skin tone, so it just defaults to Maxis. What's really interesting to me is that when I put the skin tones back in, all of the Sims who were born before I removed them just got their skin tones back, but their genetics are still broken despite being replaced. So yeah, in terms of like the game files, it would be kind of interesting to see what's going on there, but you know, I don't really know. It's mostly behind the scenes. But I guess what it does is it just irreparably breaks it. I mean, I'm sure it's repairable if you look through SimPE and you tweak things there. You can probably change it, but at least through normal gameplay, removing the skin tones irreparably breaks the genetic line, but it doesn't permanently break it for the Sims that had them before you removed them. So any of those Sims, you can just stick them back in and it will show back up on them, which is really weird. So I think I'm going to end this video now while everyone's just standing around in the rain. Yeah, so I just quickly tried to age them up to see if anything weird would happen, but no, they seem pretty predictable. None of their skin tones aren't changing. That Sim is still freaking out about every Sim. I don't know, I kind of want to keep her now just because I was planning on deleting all these Sims and then seeing if their corrupt broken skin tone genetics spread throughout the neighbourhood. You know, with the townies and stuff as the neighbourhood becomes more corrupted. But I kind of want to keep her because she's like, she has some really weird animation reactions. I don't know if this is normal for The Sims because I haven't really seen that much, but it is like she's being startled constantly, and I just don't know why. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative in some way. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.